Hi, my friends. So happy Sunday. Didn't do a video yesterday. Been finished up my course. Man, I cannot wait to. I love it. I love doing the course. I think it's going to help a lot of people. I can't wait. And if it doesn't help people, I don't know how to deal with that, frankly. But I think it's going to help a lot of people. Now, it's not. Whoa! Holy smokes! Get out of here, turtle. Oh man, how do you look at that? Can y'all see that? Oh wait, can you? Hey, how do you get you see that turtle? Look at that guy. Oh, showing. Look at that. How do I get him? Oh man, how do I get him out of here without hurting him? All right, let me get a stick. I'm gonna get a stick. You see that turtle right there? Hold on a second. I don't want that guy to get hit. I love turtles. There you go. Yeah, come on, buddy. Let's get you out of here. We're gonna save this turtle. I don't know. I don't want to touch him. Come on, you. Come on. Let's go. Let's go this way. There we go. There we go. See that thing? That's a big old turtle. Will he bite me? Oh, man. Come on, buddy. Let's get out of here. He's not going to bite me, is he? All right, there. I got him. Hey, look at that. Let's get you out of here, big guy. Let's get you out of here. All right, so you see that turtle right there? All right. I hope I saved him. What else can I do to get that guy so he doesn't come back? And we had one time we're driving. This is when we first moved down here. We lived in some crappy old temporary housing. And man, they had, this still to this day breaks my heart. I was taking the kids for a walk. So it was like this apartment complex. I was taking my kids for a walk around the little neighborhood they have. It's also like a road though. And they had this little, like a pond. I think people are actually fishing off this stuff. Anyway, so we're walking and we see this huge turtle, like freaking gigantic. And that thing must have been like 300 years. Oh man, I'll never forget this. I hate to even say this. This freaking, And he was just huge. And he's walking down the street, like in the street, like that one was just kind of, but he was like halfway in the street. And I was like, I don't know what to do, because that thing was huge, man. And I was like, I don't know, does turtles bite you? Can they reach their head behind you and get you? I don't know. They got snapping turtles. I'm not trying to lose my finger. But anyway, so I was kind of frantic. I was like, what do we do? Because cars, we're going to drive by. Anyway, long story short, so a couple cars drove by and I slowed them down just so they wouldn't hit the guy. And then I was like, just like I was doing there, I went to go look for a stick or something like that. I went to look for something to get this guy off the street. Oh, this freaking mofo drove by in a pickup truck, just freaking hauling ass. And not only the fact he ran over this turtle, it freaking pissed me off. I cannot tell you how mad I was. I was mad. I'm still freaking furious today by this. But I mean, I was like, dude, how did you not see that thing in the middle of the road? And I was sitting there thinking, I don't know. I mean, I'm sure he's on his phone. I don't know. But he was flying by. I said, you freaking piece of crap. If that was one of my kids, you would have hit him too, because he had no intentions. He just wasn't looking. He wasn't paying attention. I don't know. I don't think he was texting. I almost think, to be perfectly honest with you, I almost think he was like looking at it. I don't know if he knew it was a turtle, but he thought of something to freaking run over it. Oh, I was so mad. And I'll never forget. So that turtle, this day, I mean, that's 2013, breaks my heart. And with that turtle, so he got hit and his back, his shell there, it cracked and he was just going like this. And I just, I wanted to kill that guy. I'm not gonna lie to you. I called, whatever it was, not 911. I don't think it was I called some cop or something like that, or maybe animal control. I report him. Hey, what's going on, Kelly? How are you? And I told about that turtle getting run over, and I was mad. And I said, you got to find this guy. He just ran over a turtle. It was not a small turtle, it was a big turtle, like freaking well older than this freaking piece of crap. And I gave him the tags and everything, and I don't know what happened to him. I don't know if they can do anything, but man, if there's ever a thing that doesn't need to be run over, is a freaking 300-year-old turtle, and that sucker was big. Oh, I was so mad. I'm still mad about that. And one time I was driving with my oldest, one of her friends. We were driving some back road, and I saw a turtle in the middle of the street. I was like, damn, turtle, stop this. So I freaking stopped the car. I went, pulled to the side. risking my life, and I was trying to get the turtle out of the way. I think I stopped too far. I can't remember, but I tried to come back and the turtle was gone. In the interim, cars would be flying by. My daughter and her friend were kind of sitting there on the side of the road, like it wasn't a very safe place. So I was basically sacrificing my daughter and her friend to save this little turtle. Ultimately, I never found the turtle. I love turtles, man. Never have owned one. Don't want a pet for a turtle. I just think they are freaking gorgeous. And it's just, what does a turtle do? Like, I mean, it's crazy. Like, I don't even know what he eats. Nuts. I know they got snapping turtles, but like they're just God's creation. Nuts. Anyway, so that's what I want to talk about here today on a Sunday. A little bit of preaching, I guess. I started off talking about the course and I saw the big old turtle. At least I saved him for the time being, so I feel good about myself. It's a good day. All right, so I was posting a couple songs on my community tab of Heritage Wealth Planning. One was by a band called Pillar, Indivisible, and it's a great kind of like a metal hip-hop song. I never got into that kind of music, to be honest with you. I've always liked metal. I liked hip-hop back in the 80s and the early 90s, but then nowadays I don't get the appeal at all. And they say it's the beat. It doesn't do anything for me at all. But whatever, I'm just a crusty old man, I suppose. And then and I don't even like the speed metal today, like, yeah, but anyway, whatever, I'm just a crusty old man, but I still love metal. But anyway, there's a band called Pillar, and they did a song called Indivisible, which is one of my favorite songs, probably my top 100, I guess. I posted that, and then I posted a song by Matthew West, The Healing Has Begun. The point about this, man, if you're like writing lyrics or writing music, and you think you just need to concentrate on the music and the beat, man, I tell you, I would suggest you think differently. Lyrics are what change people. I'm telling you, man. It's not the music. It's the lyrics are what you're communicating God's word through your music, but via the lyrics where you're hitting people's heart. You listen to something by Matthew West, The Healing Has Begun. There is no way you can hear that song and not get teary-eyed. Now look, I'm an emotional guy. I get that. You know, it's the Irish in me. But man, I've heard that song 1,000 times a Sunday, and I still get fired up every time I hear it. Not because it makes me, want to go lift weights, but because it makes me realize how much God loves me and how much He loves you. And He says, and Matthew West says, don't be afraid to show them your beautiful scars, because they're the proof. Yeah, they're the proof that the healing has begun. Man, if that doesn't tear you up, man. It's just one of those songs that you sit there and you say to yourself, I got issues, you know what I'm saying? We all do. We're human beings, for heaven's sake. You think God doesn't know that? And you think God doesn't know what your issues are? You think God expects you to conquer your issues on your own? Nope. But the thing about music, it's man, it's a tunnel to the soul. I don't know how else to say it. So before I started listening to that, I was listening to good old heavy metal, which gets you fired up. And some of it gets you fired up in an angry way. I'm not gonna lie to you. Not like you're gonna, well, you know how it is. It gets you motivated and fired up. And you're just like, "Argh." And that's me. It's always, music's always done that to me. Get me fired up. And that's why I know crap music, for me, it's got no soul. Which is why the 80s pop music, I just want to jump off a bridge head first into the Grand Canyon, because it's soulless. Soul synthesizers, drum kits, or, not even real drummers. Just technical. Ugh. Well, anyway, so with music that touches your soul, and if you're a writer and you're coming up with just lyrics just to get a song out because you want to be the next, Ariana Grande? I don't even know who the pop people are anymore. Ariana Grande, I just know she's in the news because she's supporting Bernie. The donut liquor lady. Man, don't do that. Now, I know it's easy for me to say because you might be trying to make a career in music, and you're like, dude, I got to get a good song. I got to get some hits so I can get notorious, so I can make some money. And I think you do it. Well, it's just me. I think you do it. Look, I don't want to tell you to do your business, your job. But are you trying to be a musician to make money? Or are you trying to be a musician to change people? And I'm not saying they're mutually exclusive. But if your first premise is you want to be a musician and make money, I don't think you can change people that way. I don't. I think you got to be a musician to change people. And then if you're changing people because your lyrics, along with some good music, the money will come. And I don't know what the money will be. It might not be much, but money to live on. And no one, I mean, I know some people go into music to be the next freaking U2, but very, very few people can do that. And U2, frankly, bores the heck out of me too. But they have a huge fan base. But they have a huge fan base, I think, because, you know, that they did change people. I mean, the music spoke to those guys. I don't get it, but to me, it bores me to death, but it speaks to people. And I don't think just being some pop person is going to do that. I think you got to write songs from the heart, from the soul. I know it's easy to say, and I don't even know if you need to rhyme them. I don't know. The rhyme, though, makes it memorable. It does. You know, if you get a quick, witty rhyme, that sticks in people's heads more than not. However, there's a song by Public Enemy. I'll never forget this. That's why they're after me and they're off my back. Looking over my shoulder, seeing what I write, hearing what I say, and wondering why they can't ever compete on my level. Superstar status is my domain. That's off You'll Bum Rush the Show. They had a song, I forgot what it was, but they did a song where he stopped rhyming Chuck D halfway through the song. And that was so original. I remember that. But most of it is easier to remember if you rhyme it. And remembering it is what make it easier to follow, easier to absorb, which is why rhyming is such a good trick for memory. It really is. Anyway, I would suggest, I was listening to John Hyatt, I shared this before, Come Home to You off the Tiki Bar's Open album. Not a great album, a couple good songs on there. A lot of John Hyatt stuff. On all the albums I listened to from him, I'd say, you know, for every 10 songs, 3 are freaking awesome, 2 are okay, and 5 bores me. And that album, 2 were awesome, 2 were good, and the rest I just didn't like. But yeah, that's just my opinion. That's what makes music so great. But it's God's way for you to hit this. I mean, I hear the Tiki Bar's Open album, and I hear the song Come Home to You, and I get the shiver down my spine. I hear that song Indivisible by Pillar. I get a shiver down my spine. Christian Stanfield. I get a shiver down my spine. I get that shiver on metal too now, on hardcore. When there's like an incredible riff or a breakdown, I mean, it's a shiver down my spine. Tell me that's not your soul talking to you, that this means something to you. I was listening to this band from, I think, Poland called Red Scalp. And they got a song, it's kind of like about Indians, American Indians, like some of their songs. I haven't really looked too deep into them, but they're from Poland. But they, you know, some of their riffs and breakdowns, and that's what we call it hardcore. Like you have a fast pace, and then you just go off, and it's like the dancing part of the song, like a breakdown. And some of that, even though the songs are 9 to 10 minutes long, you're just like, that's freaking legendary. Maybe I'll post one of those songs here later because they're a good band. Anyway, the point about that is, you know, the lyrics are, in my opinion, what make the song. And a lot of bands short shift the lyrics. They just throw some stupid stuff together. And I find that, and that's one of the reasons I always hated about hardcore music and punk. It was lyrically inept. And it's too bad because, you know, some of those lyrics on hip hop albums were freaking insane. Look at Ice-T. You know, his album Rhyme Pays. And other albums. I stopped listening to Ice-T after, oh man, he had the other one. He had Rhyme Pays, I'm drawing a blank what the second one was called now. But then a third one which I liked okay, but after that I stopped. And then, KRS-One from Boogie Down Productions. I mean, some of those songs back, the lyrics back in the days were just good writing, good storytelling, which is why hip hop took off, because it appealed to, suburban white kids who didn't have a dad or whose dad wasn't around. And this was their way to feel like they were tough. I'm telling you, it's what took off because of storytelling. And that's the thing, like Matthew West, The Healing Has Begun, or John Hiatt's song, Come Home to You. You can see, you can envision. In fact, that song by John Hyatt is probably, if there's ever a song that reminds me of me, is that one. You got an angry kid at the top of the stairs. His eyes, they shadow something to light, they share no light, whatever. His mom and his dad are too high to care. And his cries, they go off in the night. That's a simple lyric, but it's simple in terms of to be able to write it, but it is, you get a mean kid, a mean little kid at the top of the stairs. His eyes, they gather to light. His mom and his dad are too high to care. And his screams, they go off in the night. I remember that like it was yesterday. I'm sitting there when I hear that. Not only am I envisioning myself, but I'm also envisioning the kid he's talking about the song. And then he goes, and I've been that. He goes, I've been that little kid too. I've been both of those parents too. And he goes, I'm ashamed when I've lost my way, but I'll do anything to come home to you. No, just such a freaking great song. Great lyrics. Whereas, my boyfriend's back, blah, whatever those songs are, that's the pop songs from the 50s. And the same thing going on until today, that pop stuff. You just want to, you'd volunteer for Robespierre to be put in the guillotine. You say, please, Robespierre, I can't do it anymore. Yeah, those people make money. Cher, Madonna, they make tons of money. Ariana Grande, tons of money. But they're soulless. Don't be soulless. Sacrifice the wealth for having a soul and changing people. And the irony of all ironies is there's a good chance you'll get wealthy too, simply because people want authenticity. They want souls. They want to have their soul touched. And talking about whatever, I got all this, just throw whatever it is, these guys, I don't even know. I literally could care less. But that's fleeting. That's fleeting fame. It's going to come, it's going to go, The real stuff is the storytelling. People can live vicariously through you in your stories and the way you make them feel by touching their soul. I'm telling you, man. That's why you just, so if you're writing music, you're in a band, man, don't sacrifice the easy or take the easy to go on a European tour. Just have a couple thousand fans screaming at you like, wow, and you feel all good about yourself because, a year later, no one's going to care. No one's going to care. Your song's got to touch them. They got to hit someplace. Now, you can also appeal to the anger part, which is what metal and hardcore does. I would say, but there is like a Christian-based hardcore. I don't know if this, I don't know. Like there's a band called Overcome. Pillar is one of those bands. There's lots of Christian-based bands. There's a band in Maryland called Obedience back in the day. None of these really went on to big and better things. But, what I say is if you're appealing, like Slayer, they appeal to the anger. That's good. They're a good band. They're incredible. But at some point, I think, at least for me, and I like Slayer. I listen to Slayer every now and again, but I can't because I know it puts me in a mind frame. That's not where I want to be as a human being. It really does. And that's my own deficiency. I can't listen to that stuff. Look at that beauty. Look at that. Just freaking gorgeous. Just gorgeous. Oh. God, man. Why did you give us this one? Look at that blue jay. Why, Lord, did you give us human beings, these imperfect creatures that we are, such astounding beauty? And just think, we have no clue what awaits us next time. I have none. We can't comprehend. Let's actually listen to Joe Rogan interviewed Richard Dawkins. And Richard Dawkins bores me, but the reason he bores me is because it's just all the, it's all the trite stuff. Look, I'm a Christian. I got no problem saying I can't prove Jesus lived. I can't. I go by the evidence, and I'm pretty comfortable that Jesus did live, and thus, if he did live, I'm pretty comfortable he died. So I'm okay with those two things. The third thing is, did he rise from the dead? I can't prove it. But I certainly am pretty comfortable, and I think I think you'd have to be somewhat of a moron to assume that Jesus wasn't born. And so I'd say that you're doing that deliberately. And this kind of goes back to, you can say he didn't live. That's fine. But I think you'd have to be really a flat earther type of person. But hey, more power to you. Anyway, now, but I think where your argument would be is, did he actually rise from the dead? I think it's a better argument. So I think you got to say, yeah, he was alive. He did live. But the question you have to ask next is, did he? And if he lived, we know he died. Did he rise from the dead? That's where the better argument against Christianity is. Now, the answer is we don't know. We don't know. All right. No one today saw that happening. There's no videotape. There's no. We have documentation, written words and stuff. Goes through translations. All that can be corrupted. This is. I don't have any qualm saying that. It's not blasphemy. It's just, look, that's the nature of the beast. We don't know. But then for a guy like Richard Dawkins to sit there and say, I don't understand why all these people need this quote-unquote crutch, as if he has the answers, as if he has proven that there is no God. Well, you can't prove that either. I don't get. So I'm listening to Joe Rogan, and I don't think Joe Rogan is a religious man. I don't care. But I'm just sitting there thinking, why is it that these guys, when they make these declarative sentences that there is no God, thus anyone who believes in God is based on faith and has a crutch? Well, you don't know what happens after your death either. So anyone who doesn't believe in God, or who believes that God doesn't exist, is the same thing as a belief-based system of faith. I'm comfortable with that. It's just weird to me. So Richard Dawkins is being interviewed. I don't get it. I don't understand why that isn't as much of a turnoff for some, intellectuals as the belief in Jesus or Allah, or I don't even know what, whatever, the monotheists of Judaism, and I don't know what Hindus, I don't know. But why? That's weird to me. Anyway, but I want to try and go with this is that you can appeal to, with your writing and your music, it seems to me you can appeal to the soul and say, I'm going to talk to your soul, so that way when my song is done, you're put on a better trajectory for humanity. Or you could appeal to the anger and say, when my song is done, you're going to be looking for things to make you angry. And Slayer appeals to the anger side. Matthew West appeals to the goodness side. In my opinion, when you're writing, you got to make a choice in some regard of what you're going to appeal to, the good or the bad. And frankly, I think you got to make a choice. If you're indifferent, I don't think most people are going to have a lot of staying power. I just don't. Now, some people say, look like Bob Dylan and whatnot. Well, they, the hippie stuff and everything, I think those guys appeal to justice, which is part of the righteous anger of saying people are being slaughtered in war, discriminated against because of their skin color and whatnot. And sometimes it takes, someone out ahead of the game to come and say, hey, look, man, who's someone has to lead. And it just happens to be a lot of times musicians. Because a lot of times musicians have already taken a vow of poverty, essentially, and said, look, I'm just going to say what's on my mind. And that's why I think things are corrupt or not justice. And I want to change that, recognizing that it's a good chance I'll probably be poor for a while until my side picks up steam. So you think about a guy like Bob Dylan. All right, so Bob Dylan, or what's that guy, Guthrie or something like that. I mean, they're appealing to things that you might not agree with, but they are appealing to better, what's the word I'm looking for? Better reasoning? I don't know. But they're appealing to a different side for change. And again, like these Common Change people, who's that? There was a band Midnight Oil. Remember those guys from Australia or something like that? Silly, but they're appealing to something that they felt needed to be addressed, as opposed to just pop or, iPop stuff. And if you've been given a mind and you're trying to make an impact as a musician, well, iPop stuff isn't the way to do it. I'm telling you, man, take a stand on something. That's what you got to do. You are going to create trolls, and you are going to create fear mongers and enemies. I'm telling you, but that's good. You want to create that stuff. You don't want to create it just to make them mad, like poking a freaking beehive. But remember, the devil works, dude. He works in weird ways. And the devil wants to turn people against you. So if you got people turning against you, and you're coming up from the right perspective, and I don't know what your right perspective is. For me, my right perspective is to help people get over the fear of retirement and climate change. I put those two and two because I think they're two and two things. Somebody who's worried about retirement is usually someone who's also worried about climate change. And not all the time I get that, but I'm just saying they're both two sides of the same coin, that you can be succumbed easily to fear. And now, it's not 100%. There's tons of people worried about retirement who are, on my side politically. But a lot of times, a lot of these people get suckered into fear mongering that doesn't need to exist. And because of that, whoa, guy's bike riding yelling. I try to help them see that there's an alternative. And the alternative is just, it's simple. It's simple. Just grasp it. But someone's got to tell you about it. And the fact that I have 25 years of experience as a professional financial planner, I've seen the alternative, and the alternative is easy to accomplish if someone just lays it out for you. Now, unfortunately, there's not that many people like me out there trying to do that, which is frustrating to me, and I'm hoping to change. There'll be more and more people out there to help with that. But, it's a lonely road, and you still get trolls. I get trolls all the time. Not trolls so much like idiots, but more people get really angry at me when I challenge their work, their profession of being a professional financial planner charging 1% a year for investments. Or when I challenge the idea of using whole life insurance as their alternative bank. That's their profession. I get that. But I don't like getting those people upset with me. It's just the way I see it. I don't mind getting people upset with me, though, who are perpetuating a fear of a pending collapse in the American economy, a pending collapse in the environment because of CO2, pending a collapse and recession is going to eat us all alive. The zombies are coming. I don't like that at all. So that's my goal, is I want to challenge that. And when you're challenging something unorthodox, you're going to get pushback. And that's when you know you're succeeding, is when you get some pushback. But it feels good, dude. It feels good, because if you don't get pushback, that means you're not effective enough. I hate to sound like that, but you know you're effective when you get pushback. All right, so we start off this talking about my course. We saved a turtle, talk about music, talk about my belief in the big guy upstairs, the Lord, the beauty of nature as I share with you, with your own very eyes and see. All you gotta do is step out. You can see the beauty of nature, but also the beauty of human beings, how they need to be, their souls need to be touched. And you might be the person to do that. And how many lives are gonna change? I don't know, but man, give it a shot, because someone's gotta do it. All right, we'll see you.